Welcome back to another episode of Undercooked Creepypasta. We're in the thick of it now. We're over halfway through. I told you, these come in handy. You're gonna need it for THX Broadway. And I can tell you right now, this story ain't going to Broadway. Enjoy, if you can. I'm out.
You may have heard about Rowan's encounters with the gruesome lost THX text trailers. Well, I found something that scarred me for life. The trailer, however, does not involve Tex, the THX mascot, going on his killing spree. It was a simple one. The THX Broadway trailer edited out to have an extreme nightmare feel. I was in a backyard using a metal detector to find something interesting buried in the grass. Now wait a minute. Can I just stop this for a minute? I want to go. I swear I'm feeling deja vu. How many times has the metal detector premise been used by like different people? Let me look up on the spin pasta metal detector. About 30 results, 30 different results. Let's just take a handful and open them up in new tabs real quick. Let's see, there's 3 Teletubbies ones and a SpongeBob one. Let's see. It was a perfectly warm day and there I was once again using my dad's metal detector. Okay, that was Teletubbies Galactic Battles. Let's go to Teletubbies Anger Management. It was a sunny day and I was in the backyard playing around with a metal detector. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob can't take it. I was outside with my dad's metal detector. Okay, yeah, Boob, lost episode Guns. It was a sunny day and I was sitting at a table having a sandwich. After having it, I thought I might find another missing DVD buried around in my yard. So I grabbed my dad's metal detector. Oh my god. Metal detector this, metal detector that. I'm gonna take dad's metal detector and shove it up my ass. That is a cliche made out of pure, unfiltered lack of creativity. Anyway, let's continue. I was in a backyard using a metal detector to find something interesting buried in the grass. As the detector beeped near a swing set, I grabbed a shovel and dug the target. What was buried was a box that was sized to be a VHS tape. I opened it, and it was revealed to be a THX VHS tape. It only had the THX logo drawn on the sticker of the tape using a red marker. Curiosity got the better of me until I took the tape into my room and inserted it into my VCR and turned on my 1998 Sony TV that was connected to the VCR. As the tape started, it showed 10 minutes on a black screen. After 10 seconds, it showed the blue box that was well known for the THX Broadway trailer since the 80s, which was the original one. Then some text fades in, like the digitally mastered one, saying, "You're not lucky enough to watch this." The font was in the same color as the crimson box, intensifying its feel. I heard what sounded like the usual THX soundtrack, but it's much longer and very different than you would expect. It was noticeably low-pitched and distorted, and I swore I heard a very faint chorus of blood-curdling screams being played as it started. The screams, however, were the haunting things I ever heard, some male, some female, and some that sounded inhuman. As the previous text faded out, another one faded in saying, "You may experience bad luck, and nobody around you will ever help you." The screams got louder as the distorted soundtrack continued. I got chills down my spine as it went on. After the second text faded out, a third haunting one faded in saying, "Life is meaningless, and nothing around you in the world will last forever. The screams grew louder and louder and louder until I got more freaked out and had a panic attack about how much it could overly traumatize me to death. I covered my ears as it went on. After that, it then showed the famous THX slogan, but it was different. The font was more gothic and twisted as opposed to the usual Times New Roman, and instead of saying, "The audience is listening," it now says, "The audience will perish." After that, as the horrific sound continued to get more pained, it faded to a render of the THX logo, but it was tinted in the same color as the crimson text and box. The metal of the THX logo seemed rusty and had dents and cuts all over it, looking as if it was not taken care of. It stayed on for what seemed like 20 seconds as my eardrums started to burn, even though I covered them. You might want to get that checked out, bub. I forgot to notice that I saw a haunting image faintly ghosting through the video as the logo faded out, along with the dreadful sound of the THX soundtrack and the screaming. Wait a minute, so if you forgot to notice the image ghosting through the video, how did you make note of it here? How do you forget to notice something? And let's not open that paradox. Let's keep going. As the image faded out, I swore I heard what sounded like a slow and deep laughing. Not demonic, but generally low-pitched. As it ended, I ejected the tape. I even recorded the footage on my computer before I burned the tape in a furnace. Maybe it was a great opportunity to upload it onto YouTube just to make everyone believe that I'm not crazy. The video, however, left me with abnormal occurrences, like I could hear the screams from afar and see terrifying faces popping out in dark areas. I also had surreal nightmares as of watching the following video. Moments aside, I watched some of my favorite animated movies just to not think about it. Opening and closing logos of film companies can be scarier to younger kids on the outside, but inside, they were built up with a true, dark, and deep sense of horror. Whew, I'll tell you what, sports fans, this ass was pooping shit out of its butt. This pasta was just unfettered ass poop. Cliched opening with the metal detector that I'm gonna put up my ass later. Some of the things and phrases said here really don't make sense. Like how he says he forgets to notice this image that's ghosting throughout the tape. How do you forget to notice something? The only thing I can think of is that he watched it for some reason later after he recorded it digitally. I don't really have any issue with the grammar. The grammar is actually not that bad. It's properly capitalized for the most part, and quotation marks are properly used, and everything seems formatted well, so I don't really have an issue there. My issue is with the premise of a logo pasta itself. You cannot make a pasta about logos of any kind scary. They're all ass. They're all poop. They're all just dog shit. You can't do it. In fact, okay, I'll say this. I challenge people to make a pasta about a scary logo that's actually provoking and frightening and eerie. It doesn't have to be like balls to the wall, cock up the ass scary, you know what I mean? It could be just eerie and instill a sense of dread in another way other than like in your face spooky. But this ain't it, Chief. This this life is meaningless and nothing around you in the world will last forever. It sounds like something a 15-year-old on MySpace would say while they clutch their Gur from Invader Zim plush. I don't know. You got the life is meaningless and nothing around you in the world will last forever. I don't know. That's my wake-ass attempt. I could never make it as an emo singer. I'd have to auto-tune the shit out of my voice. Now, I know this was made by Topical Studios, aka Formidable Robot, and I also assume this is probably an older story of his before he brushed up some. So don't go crucifying the poor guy. I mean, he was trying, but come on, man. This was this was ass shit. In fact, I think Topical Studios now has like an uninhibited hatred of THX pastas. So at least there's that. So yeah, don't dog on the poor guy. Don't dog on any of the authors that are featured on this series. It's just not the right thing to do. I'm here to critique the stories, not the person behind it. Anyway, let's go ahead and break out the shitometer here. The Cursed THX Broadway trailer gets a 2 out of 5 dog shits. The only 2 redeeming factors I can think of for this story are, number 1, it's not focused on text, and number 2, the grammar is actually pretty decent. But other than that, yeah, poopy, stinky, bad. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Undercooked Creepypasta. Tune in next time for who knows what.